What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Override Podcast, a video game podcast that does not care about how you save your video games. Well, I guess we do care. We care in one way, that you should overwrite your past saves, live on the edge, and get a little dangerous. I'm TV's Gage Edwards, and when I'm not thinking about my future in the Matrix, I'm here hosting this podcast. The other voice that you haven't heard yet, so surprisingly, he's made it through all this and hasn't interrupted me yet. I can't believe it. His name, he is the best worst gamer in all video games. His name is Nine.
What's up? I let you get through your spiel this morning, tonight, whatever it is.
Yeah, you can't even get the time of day right.
No, I've been up 14 hours
You had your
now.
moment to chime in and you fucked it.
All the time. Every time.
All kinds of bad.
I'm terrible. I can't help it.
Messed it up. Oh, man. How you been?
I'm all right. How about you?
Doing all right.
Have a good weekend?
Doing all right. Yeah.
That's good.
Didn't do much. So
Didn't do much.
I was outside on Sunday, and what did I do on Saturday?
Anything? Nothing?
I don't think so. I went shopping,
Oh, exciting.
but it's not that interesting. Yeah.
Unless you bought video
Not that
games,
interesting.
not really that interesting.
Yeah, I didn't buy any video games. I don't need to.
That's true.
I've got enough.
Yeah, I just... Sony games, and there's more coming out. I got one coming out in 2 weeks. I got one coming out next week.
Yeah, I think this week is MLB. The week after that's Pokemon, and the week after that's Resident Evil, maybe.
Yeah, we got to that Resident
Yeah.
Evil.
Okay.
So we got. I have Returnal next Friday. You have Pokemon next Friday,
Hell yeah.
and then
We all know the winner of that one. This
Yeah.
guy. Me.
Okay, sure. I hope that game rates so bad, so
Well, it matters.
bad.
It's a new Pokemon Snap game. That's what it's all about.
Anyway,
care
and
if it's
then
bad.
Resident Evil 8 on the 7th, the following Friday. So
Right.
plenty of gaming to do in the next few weeks.
Well,
And of course, the show.
finally, other than the stupid games that I've been playing over and over that I'm learning to hate, I'm gonna play some new stuff. Because I've been really bad about doing like back catalog things.
Yeah,
And going
same,
back to old stuff.
same. It is what it is, though.
Yeah, and with that, we can just get into first topic, which is same topic
Always.
we always start the show with.
Yep.
What have we been playing? So Nine, over the weekend, what did you, or I guess since last Monday, what have you been playing?
So I've played. Well, we both played Emily is Away 3, which I have not finished. Have you finished it?
I finished it.
You finished it. Okay.
That's what I did that on Saturday.
Okay, that's what you did Saturday. Okay. So I haven't played it since we played it Friday night here. So we'll be playing that after the podcast tonight. And then I played some more Demon Souls. I went back to that. Got a little bit further in that. And then I played some more Outriders, but now my Outriders is broken.
Why is your Outriders broken?
Every time I go to the crafting guy to upgrade my weapons, game just breaks. It's like, nah. It's like a Unreal Engine error or some shit. It's bad.
Is this a PC problem?
I
Or is it
don't.
Outriders just in general? I hear always talk about people.
I think
every
it's
time see people
strictly-
talk about Outriders.
I think it's
like,
a strictly PC problem right now.
okay. Because the last couple times I've seen people talk about Outriders, it's like, yeah, the game's just broken. Like it'll just break at these different moments. For
That's
me.
the first time I've ever had an issue with it. I
Hmm.
mean, aside from the obvious launch issues not working with crossplay, but I mean, the game still functioned. I haven't had any major crashes besides that one. And I'm not sure if there's something I'm doing that caused it to do this. If it's I'm trying to activate something too fast or what. So I'm just going to load it up one time and see if I can just even like fast travel out of the location I'm out of and see if that
Sure.
maybe fixes it. But then I picked up The Forest because it was on sale this weekend.
The Forest. Is this one of those Minecraft games?
It's the survival horror survival game.
So yes.
Yeah. Plane
It's just one of
crash.
those-
Plane crashes on an island. You're surrounded by cannibals. You got to create shelter and all this other shit. It's pretty dope.
Piece,
I got it.
PC's back.
Your PC is annoying as shit.
It's so,
Oh
it's
my
so
god,
annoying.
why is it doing
I'm
that?
not even doing anything. I guess it's a little hot in here, but
Get the AC on, man.
it is on.
That's sad.
Yeah.
But I got it because my cousin started PC gaming again, so we're gonna play The Forest. And it's gonna be dope.
Okay.
But that's
Well,
pretty much my weekend. That's pretty much everything I've played since last Monday. But what about you, Gage? What you been playing?
I played Emily's Away, beat that, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. Now I maybe not review it because you haven't beaten it yet, but give my 2 cents.
Tell me how you feel about it.
Yeah, I played the Resident Evil demo.
Oh, I played that too. I forgot.
Yeah,
I thought there was something else I forgot to mention.
Surprised you didn't even mention it.
Nope. Man, it's so good.
Fake gamer. And I've just been playing a lot of Overwatch.
Really? Still playing Overwatch?
Still playing Overwatch. I've been playing so much Overwatch that I'm now doing competitive play.
Are you still trying to get that Widowmaker skin?
I got it.
You got it? You
I
got it.
got it.
Okay.
I got it out of a loot box.
So now you're just playing to play.
Yeah, I'm just playing to play. I'm back. I feel like I'm back in a groove with the heroes that I'm usually good with. So I'm playing competitive. The problem is doing competitive in a way that feels good, because there's competitive where you can pick the role you're in, and competitive where it's just like no limits on the roles kind of thing.
Right.
And I've finished up because you get 5 for each role. I finished up my damage one, so I'm moving on to tank, and then I'll do healer. And I suck at both tank and healer, which I talked about last week. So
Yeah.
now it's like it's gonna be a shit show from here on out. So not looking forward to those next 9 matches. And I'm already this far in. I don't know that I want to switch over to the no limits one and have to deal with whatever bullshit that entails.
Probably a
Because
lot
I
of
don't
tryhards.
Yeah, but at the same time, like
That's
I'm
the
hoping,
entire
like,
game.
I would just like the game to be like, all right, your placement matches here, you can just have bronze. Just have bronze and just play your way up. Because that's where I'm at right now. I don't want to like have to, because I'm not ranked at the moment. But I did, with my damage, I placed in gold. And after not playing for 3 years, I think that's pretty good for me.
That's pretty
So,
good.
I'll take that. Healer and tank, I'm not excited to see.
Yeah.
I'm not excited to see where I land on those. And I don't know that I'll work out of gold into platinum, or even try to with the damage, but I might try it. We'll see. And I'm gonna play through the event because tomorrow resets like the new weekly challenge, so there'll be a new skin to get. I don't know what it is. I'm sure I could look it up, but that's all I want is the skins.
That's all you care about.
That's all I care about. All the other shit, I don't care. I would pay double for a loot box that gave me just skins.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Then Blizzard can just have my money.
I wouldn't. I would never do that. But that's just me personally. But
Told you, you're a fake gamer. You ain't no real gamer.
I ain't no real gamer because I won't
If you're not-
spend
if you're
money
not
on
buying-
fake shit.
If you're not buying crazy amounts of loot boxes, you're not a real gamer.
Yeah, I guess I'm
If
not a
you-
real.
if
I'm
you
not a
have-
real gamer then because I've never
If-
bought loot boxes.
If you don't have the shame, if you're just ready to throw it away and just buy loot boxes, who are you? You know, get it
Nobody.
together.
I'm a nobody.
Let's talk about the Resident Evil demo.
Yeah, let's do that. Man, that
So-
was so good.
Run me through your pros first.
Pros, man, it's gorgeous as hell. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It
It
is.
does look good.
It is without a doubt one of the best looking PlayStation 5 games that's going to be out when it launches. Other pros, I really like the sound design. Capcom really nailed it on the head with this one. The first part of the demo when you're walking through that cornfield and you're like, where the fuck are they? I hear everybody bouncing around. I don't know where they're at. And then they just show up. They just show up. Well, no, but like one would scream on this side and then one would scream on this side. It's just very immersive, in my opinion.
Okay.
For me, I like good sound design because I'm mostly deaf in one ear. So when I can differentiate stuff like that, I appreciate it a lot. I did play with a headset on. Sorry, didn't mean to like smack the microphone.
Did you punch the microphone?
I hit the cord on the bottom. I'm sorry. So it's really good. I'm not 100% sure where the story is going yet. And that first little intro bit there before you get in the truck is really cheesy and intense, in my opinion. Like it's, I'm not sure if that's just for the demo or if that's what it's going to be like in the actual game, but it's definitely like way over the top.
I mean, it's a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, but that's even over the top for Resident Evil standards, in my opinion.
You think that was over the top for a Resident Evil game? You know, in Resident Evil 5, Chris punches a boulder.
Yeah. Resident Evil 5 is not considered a very good game. It's a fun game. It's not very good.
At one point, it was the best-selling Capcom game of all time.
I mean, it's a fun co-op game. What do you want? I really like the inventory system in this one better than the one in 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have more space right from the get-go. I feel like that's probably a good way to start off a game like this, because this game is definitely bigger than Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to need more throughout this game to get through it.
Yeah, you're going to have more key items on your persons at one time, which I like that they put key items under an entirely separate tab.
Mm-hmm.
That's another pro. Crafting menu is under its own separate tab. You don't have to combine stuff. It does it for you automatically. They did everything they've done for quality of life. I like.
Okay.
So the menuing system is a lot smoother than it was in 7. I think this is the step that they needed to go for that aspect. Plus, I think speedrunners are going to appreciate it a lot too, because now they're not going to have to sit there and do all that crazy menuing to combine items, get rid of shit, all this other stuff. So those are my pros.
Okay.
Voice acting's kind of okay. It's not great. It's just kind of okay.
It's never been great in
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
I would say 7's probably got the better voice acting.
I was going to say, out of all video games of all time, most games are not voice acted well.
No, I will agree with that statement. But out of the Resident Evil franchise, I think 7's the best, and then this one's probably right there underneath of it.
Okay.
That's my pros. What do you got, pro-wise?
Pro for me, the game looks great. The character models look awesome, of course.
Yeah.
The engine is great. Combat felt really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
The aim assist is wild in the game. I was like, okay, I'm being pulled towards the enemy's head here, but all right, I'll take it. It was a good. I mean, it was only a 30-minute chunk, right? So it wasn't like I didn't get like a whole feel for it, but the game seems like something I'll enjoy. As soon as you're in there, it's more like hunting, gathering, looking for stuff to go to the next area, and it's like, here are all the places you can go, but everything's locked.
Yeah,
so I guess you gotta.
I noticed that, and there's even stuff they're like, that's back there, you can't get to it, but it's there, but you can't get to it.
So I had a good time with the demo, and I thought the cinematic actions of it were pretty good too, and the combat seemed fine. I didn't have any issues with the enemies. But other than that, I mean, it was just a small taste of something. It didn't make me any less excited.
Right.
I think I'm right at the same amount of excitement that I was before I got to play it.
Yeah.
So I didn't get any more hyped over the whole thing.
I think next weekend's demo, or moreover, this weekend's demo, we'll send that up, because you didn't finish the demo.
No.
So, and I can tell you weren't far from finishing it based on what you were telling me where you were at. But I think next weekend's demo will be the sell it demo.
Okay.
And then the hour-long demo is, I'm going to guess, and this is just me being me, is just the two 30-minute demos combined into one. So you can just roll from completing the first demo right into the second demo.
Yeah, I think that's already.
Is that already confirmed? Because I didn't get the chance to watch the showcase.
Yeah, because the first 2 weekends are PlayStation consoles only, and then that last weekend is all the consoles getting to play the demos together. So.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
Big con I had, and I don't know if and this is what took up a lot of my time with the demo. I spent a lot of time in the menu looking for a way to turn off the motion blur, because the motion blur sucked, and I thought
I didn't have that problem.
Dude, I was sitting here playing on this big ass TV, and I was looking left and right. I was like, "Oh my god, there's so much motion blur left to right. Let me turn this off." there was some like aiming options in there that was you could do like weak or medium or moderate or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And hard or something. And I was like, this is not helping either. What the fuck can I? Someone let me turn off motion blur, please. Nothing. Just I had to deal with it. Ah, gross.
Sorry.
It's all right. I dealt with it. I was just like, whatever. I'll kind of like look through like squinty eyes to make sure so I don't get like freaked out on this. But
Yeah.
it wasn't particularly scary either. I'm surprised they didn't put any like jumps in it.
No, but again, that could just be because this is the first demo. The second demo might be more of the jumpy type stuff. Because
Sure.
it's going to be, I have a feeling the second one's going to be a lot darker because it's going to be inside the castle.
I think that you
And-
can already watch like some of the footage from it because I think Press got to play the full 1 hour.
Yeah.
In the second part, you just deal with the big lady most of the time. She's like chasing you or something.
Cool. I'm about
I
it.
think. That was in the press coverage anyway. But I don't know. There was nothing that like I don't think this demo, other than just being like a solid looking game, did anything to hook anyone who didn't know they wanted to play it.
Right.
I think it was a really safe showing of the game.
I can agree with that. I
Um,
don't think there was anything over the top spectacular about it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was pretty. Gameplay for it is solid. The menuing system is nice. It's cleaner. It's smoother than it was in 7. So, I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm not
Totally fine.
I'm not turned off any by it. Because I know this is just, hey, this is a 30-minute section of the early parts of the game. We still don't know the entire story. We still don't know who these people are, what they're doing, what's going on. And that's what, for me, what draws me into the Resident Evil games, the story. So
Sure.
I got to know why Chris is killing people.
Because he's a jackass. That's why. That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
Freaking
right.
jackass.
Yep.
So, the other game that we both played, Emily is Away 3.
Yeah.
Pretty different game than Resident Evil.
No, it's totally the same.
Well, I guess it depends on how much you love some of the characters in Resident Evil.
That's true.
So I finished what I call it, my true playthrough.
Your true
My
playthrough.
My first go at it,
The-
the decisions I think I would make in some of these situations and how I would handle it, given the options I could pick. Because there were sometimes in this, and there is in the other Emily's, where you're like, you pick a message and then you want some kind of other response, but all the responses are still like if Emily says something and I want to say yes to what she's saying, but all of my responses only let me say a different variation of no. I'm like, shit, come on, Kyle, help me out here. Let me try and save this.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just how the game plays out. But I would say, Emily's Way 3, fantastic game.
Okay.
There is a lot to it that I was surprised by.
Really?
It's the way that Kyle, the developer of Emily's Way 3, uses the Facebook platform. So like in Emily's Way 2, the thing that like got me, that surprised me, is when characters started to go offline, but they weren't actually offline, and that played into the story of things.
Yeah.
In Emily's Way 3, you have the news feed, which you've seen,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll just update periodically. Throughout the game, you'll be having a conversation with multiple people at a time, but the news feed will still update, and that will give you other kind of like nuances to the story and
Right.
kind of like context clues for things that are going on, or a little bit of foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, okay, interesting. So like I was having a conversation with somebody, and something was happening with that person and another person I hadn't met yet in the background. I was like, wait a minute, who are these people? What's going on here? And eventually got to a point where that like those two things, me talking to the person and that person having a different thing going on,
Yeah.
spearheaded, like came together. And I was like, son of a bitch, I saw this coming from a mile away. I couldn't do anything about it. People have lives on social media, and I can only influence what happens in mine.
Right.
Fuck. What
Right.
the hell's going on here? So I do think it's cool. I do like that this one was more ambitious than the other ones, being basically a whole fake website instead of just like 2 chat boxes.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really cool. I really like it a lot.
So let me ask you this:
Go ahead.
out of the 3 that are available, which one do you think is the best one?
I think that's tough.
It's tough.
I really love 2. I really love Emily is Away 2.
I just like the chaos that you get yourself into while
Right.
going back and forth, trying to keep conversation pieces straight and no context to keep you in line on your screen. Whereas this one feels like I might be able to save some of these conversations if I keep my news feed up and keep paying attention to it.
Right. So Emily is Way 2, I felt like, and I probably didn't, but at least I felt like I had some kind of different influence on what was going on around me, and I could probably try and save it. Emily is Away 3, and this was just my playthrough of like the hundreds of different ways things can go in the game.
Yeah.
Emily is Away 3 put me in a situation where something happened off camera, quote unquote, because it happened in between seasons, and then in that next season I was just kind of like forced into my ending that I really couldn't find my way out of.
Right.
And I was like, oh shit, well, it kind of seems like this ending was dictated a while ago.
Right from the get-go.
And I had no chance here. So that was, I was like, oh, well shit, I really wish I had more say over what was going on instead of just being given this ending here.
Right.
Or at least I didn't have like the feeling that I could, I had the feeling of just total helplessness. Like as soon as a conversation started, I was like, I can tell where this is going, but I'll try my best here. But I know what's happening.
And in the back of your mind, you're always like, well, there might be a way to salvage this.
Yeah.
Like there is with any context-based driven narrative with characters.
Right. And I tried that. I tried to pick those options, but I kept the options that would lead after that were more of like, well, yeah, you said that, but here are the other 3 options that kind of go against the way that you're trying to take the conversation.
Right.
It was like I was trying to walk down a hallway, but somebody kept pulling at my ankles or something.
Yeah.
Like it was. I mean, it wasn't bad or anything, but I was just like, okay, I'm locked into this. I can tell that the game has put me here. My actions somehow led me here. But I wish that like the preceding conversation that had to happen to get there happened during the game that I got to play. Because when you skip seasons, you see like, hey, this is what happened while you were not on the Facebook.
Right.
Like,
the summer break or whatever it was.
This happened over the summer. This happened during like the prom season or whatever it is. And like that, the context you get for the last chapter that I got happened there. So I was like, well, shit, I wish I would have been playing in that situation so I could be ready for this or have some kind of context for this or know how to approach the situation.
Okay.
So
I get you. I got you.
I think I like Emily 2 for that fact alone, that I had like more
influential
presence.
Control.
Yeah, I had more influence. I had more presence in the whole situation. I wasn't like totally blindsided by a couple characters coming together in Emily's Way 2. And Emily's Way 3, like it sometimes just didn't seem like it mattered.
Right.
But I still do like a lot. I do think Emily's Way 3 is pretty ambitious for what it is.
Yeah.
Having all those different
I'm
dialogue
dropping
options.
frames left and right. What the hell is happening?
Yeah, your thing just refreshed on my screen. Like you're buffering for a second.
I just dropped like 1,000 frames.
Damn.
I don't know why. Anyway, keep going.
So I don't know. I think I liked 2 the best. 3 is a pretty close second. I think I need to play it a few more times to see other ways things can go.
Right.
And other endings you can get.
Dropping frames again.
But I don't know. I really do. I really did like it. I think the hype was warranted for me, and it met my expectations.
Well, that's good. I'm glad it at least met your expectations.
Would you like to guess how positive my ending was?
Not positive at all.
Not at all.
So I'm guessing you didn't get to go to prom with Emily. Or you didn't get Emily at the end of the school year. One of the two.
I mean, I can tell you.
Did you fight Brad? That's all I care about.
No.
Is there an option to fight Brad?
Not that I came across.
Fuck. I want to beat his stupid little face. Brad sucks.
I will say I did go to prom with Emily.
Okay.
Things for me fell apart in chapter 5.
Chapter 5. How many chapters is there?
5.
Oh, so there's 5 chapters. Okay.
Yeah.
And
But
I've
they're
done
long.
through 2. I've gone through 2.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty long chapters, so you get a lot out of them.
Okay, good.
And I thought the game was going to keep going because the end of chapter 5, something happens, and it like gets me like a feeling like that I might have the whole summer too,
Right.
because you're seniors in high school about to go to college, and I was
Right,
like, oh,
right.
maybe I have some kind of, maybe I can save it here. But now the game ends. I was
It's like epilogue or prologue. What is it? What comes at the end? Epilogue.
epilogue.
Epilogue. Like an epilogue chapter at the end where you
It
can be
kind of
like,
just puts your character on a path where it's like, yeah, not everything's going to be shit.
I keep dropping frames. What the fuck?
What you want to do? What you want to do
I
bad?
don't know. Just keep going for right now
Okay.
because we
Yeah,
can at least
so-
we can at least record a podcast.
I would like to say this to Kyle. Fuck you. For being a fucking monster. Just fuck you.
That's fantastic. I'm gonna send this to him.
I would like to.
I'm just
I'll
gonna
probably
clip
send it to him.
that section and just send it to him. Be
I
like,
would
this is
to
from
know-
Gage.
I've seen there's a Discord going around that are like trying to go through the code of Emily's Way 3 to try and find out all of the endings.
Yeah.
Because when you see the breakdown of like all the endings, there's a bunch, and I got
Yeah.
I guess one of the more popular ones that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to
God
see the
damn
other
it.
endings and see like, what I can do with other characters, or if I'm
Right.
locked into the one that I ended up.
See if like you and
Talking
Matt
to-
can end up together.
Maybe
You never
Or-
know.
maybe I can just write him out of the whole story of the first chapter or something like that.
That'd be awesome because Matt sucks.
Sure.
Matt Gursky's
So-
a douche.
I don't know. I'm gonna play it again, definitely a few more times. I'm gonna sit on it for now, and maybe I'll play it again later this week after I played some baseball. But
Hell yeah. Baseball season starts tomorrow.
season already started.
No, MLB.
Well,
Dumbass. I know
game
baseball
comes out.
season has actually already started. I'm saying the game comes out
Yeah.
tomorrow.
But your sentence was baseball starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. It started like 3 weeks ago.
Either way, I liked Emily's Way 3 a lot.
Well, that's good. I'm enjoying it. I'll give it that much. But I've only played 2 chapters, so I still got 2/3 of the game to go.
Where were we in your game? Did you go?
We-
Whose party did you go to?
I went to Emily's party
Okay.
and I did the Mario Kart date with Emily, and now I'm boyfriend girlfriend with Emily. So things
Okay.
are going good for me right now, and I'm probably gonna fuck it up tonight.
I would tell you, things went perfectly well for me for 4 chapters, and I thought I'm in the clear.
I'm in the clear
No.
because I
No matter how
remember.
many- Go ahead.
I remember I was telling. I know I fucked something up because I told Evelyn not to worry about being friends with Emily, and I pushed Emily to go talk to Evelyn about the bad breakup that they had.
Okay.
So I
You
know
fucked something up there.
I know that's going to come back to bite me in the ass. I already know it's going to come back and bite me in the ass.
Being a nice person's gonna bite you in the ass.
Well, yeah, because I told Evelyn not to worry about me being friends with Emily, because Evelyn wants to be with my character, right? They both do. They're both thirsty. Can't help
You
it.
think you're that popular?
Yeah, based on this game, yeah.
The game lets me be.
The game lets me
says,
do
"Oh,
whatever
the two
I
girls
want.
are enemies," and cool.
Lets me be the cool kid,
Yeah.
and I'm far
You
from
know
it.
how to handle the situation.
I'm far from it.
Like, this is new to me.
Right? I've never been the popular kid. So I told Evelyn not to bother with being friends with Emily, and I told Emily to go push Evelyn to be friends again. So it's gonna come around and fuck me. I know it is. I know it is.
Good luck.
Thanks. I'm gonna need it.
I hope nothing terrible happens to you and your character,
Yeah.
as mine weeps throughout the summer
Cries uncontrollably.
over bullshit.
Crying. There's got to be something wrong with Twitch. I'm getting fucking pissed.
You think so? Are
Yeah.
you still dropping frames?
2,000 frames now.
Damn.
Keep going. Keep giving your spiels.
I don't know. I don't think I have anything else for because I don't want to get into spoilers because you're not done with it. So I don't want to give away anything that's happened in mine.
Oh yeah,
But-
Twitch is having issues right now. Cool.
Probably just for us. Every other stream I was on before this is doing just fine.
Most reported problems in the past 24 hours are video streaming.
Oh. I guess that's what we're doing.
I'm up to 2,500 frames now. It's weird because my bits will spike up to 7,000 kilobits a second, and my frames will start dropping. But when my kilobits a second starts coming back down, it's perfectly fine. I'm about to cross the 3,000 threshold. This is so bad right now.
Do you want to just skip Twitch tonight and just do the podcast, and we'll just regroup later in the week?
How's it look? Like, is it coming through choppy?
It's not coming through choppy because I'm watching us at 1080p.
Okay.
But I guess I can't tell about frame skipping, but
That's true. Just keep going for now. I mean, it says 2%. If I get to the 5%, I'm going to cut Twitch off.
all right.
Anyway, what else we got to talk about?
I don't know. I didn't have it. I just had nothing. Today was just such a weird day for me, so I was like,
That's fair.
I got nothing going on. I've got like Reddit and stuff pulled up. I don't know if I can pull anything off of this, but just nothing going on that I saw at least.
Well, let's indirectly talk about what the previous Sony Bend director was saying.
Okay.
So in this topic, for those of you who don't know, is the Sony Bend. Wow, I just dipped hard on upload.
Yeah, I can see. Your stream's crashing out now.
It's dead. It literally just fucking died. It went to 0.
Damn. Yeah, it's all.
It's all over the fucking place right now. Jesus fucking Christ. Stabilize.
Well, what would you like to do?
Hey, Beth. What? You having problems with the internet? Huh?
No, but it was on my phone. I literally got up from my chair, walked over to my computer, and it dinged at me. I swear to God, my just died while I walked to it.
Yeah, fair. Oh, this is really starting to piss me off, but we'll see what happens. Jesus fucking Christ.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live. I mean, is it live on Twitch?
It says we're live.
Oh, it's just frustrating. So for those that don't know, actually, I want to give it a good 2-second window and pick back up, so I can cut that out.
Sure.
So for those that don't know, the Sony Bend director was on David Jaffe's podcast and basically said, "Fuck you, buy games at full price." That's paraphrasing, of course. That's not verbatim.
Yeah, I don't know if it was as aggressive as "fuck you."
Huh?
I don't know. If it was
he did say if you want a sequel, buy games at full fucking price. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, buy games at full fucking price. And for us, that's not most of the time not an issue, right? People like us, we don't have that. We don't have a problem spending $60, $70 on a game.
Right, we're freaking rich.
Let's not get carried away now.
Freaking rich, everybody.
But we're grown adults. We've been doing this for a long time, and we're finally stable enough in our jobs that we can afford to buy brand new games, right?
Right.
That's not always the case for most people. You got teenagers in high school, you got kids in middle school, you got people without jobs, especially now with COVID and everything, putting people out of jobs. Buying a game at full price is not always an option. So for a lot of people, waiting for a game to go on sale is the best way for them to buy a game. Subscribing to Game Pass, where it's only $15 a month for Xbox Live and Game Pass, is a better option in getting games that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always as easy to just go drop $70, especially when you like to play a lot of games like we do. Like we were just talking at the beginning of this, we got 3 games between the two of us that are coming out in the next 2 weeks. Returnal, Pokemon Snap, and what's that last one? Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
So that's right there between the two of us. If all of those were $70 games, that's $210 right out of the gate. Boom, gone. Money we'll never see again. That's a lot of money. And if that's one person doing that every month when new games come out, I mean, think about that. You could go broke just buying video games. So my take is why is it warranted for people to buy games right at release if they're $70 if they want to see a sequel?
Hold on as I cough through that.
As you die.
I think it's warranted based on performance. So I think the people who are buying games at $70 are people who are excited about a title coming up,
Right.
and are excited off of positive reception through reviews, right?
Yeah.
And I think those people are totally justified in doing that. But I think a lot of those people still get burned though. So like if you buy, let's say you do buy a first game in a series, no idea what. Let's just say BioShock for example.
Yeah.
Say you bought BioShock $60 and you loved it. Or no, let's say you bought BioShock on sale for like $20 a couple years later,
Mm-hmm.
because people always talk about like, oh yeah, it's an amazing first-person shooter.
Yeah.
It was awesome, but it was a kind of a
Fantastic
weird
game.
game at launch and kind of went unnoticed by people who aren't like mainstays in video games.
Yeah.
So you might have skipped it because it was like a totally new thing.
Yeah.
So you bought it for $20, you loved it. BioShock 2 is right around the corner. Well, fuck, I'm gonna buy BioShock 2. You buy it for $60, and you hate it because it's not BioShock 1. It's pretty different.
Vastly different.
So, I think you're getting burnt there.
I could see that. I could see that side of the argument. Like,
Yeah.
I get where you're going 100%. But if a game is consistently selling well from, I would say, in the first year of sales, right? Because you're never going to know how the game's going to be received. You never know if patches are going to fix games, kind of like No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky made a huge turnaround, and now people are playing it left and right. Right?
Yeah. I'm not.
You're not, but you're stupid.
Nope.
So, but other games have suffered that same fate, right? Like Cyberpunk will eventually bounce back from its horrendous launch, and it will be everything somebody wanted it to be, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
Because they're supporting the game, they're working on it. That's a game I feel bad about spending $70 on, because my expectations were way up here. Because they made so many promises and made so many deliveries and all this other shit, and now was it entirely CD Projekt Red's fault? Not entirely.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of publishers and stuff involved with that one that probably fucked CD Projekt Red hard. But then you get games like BioShock, where the first game is absolutely stellar.
Mm-hmm.
You buy it, you spend $60 on it, you get a sequel. You spend $60 on the sequel, you're like, well, fuck, I don't want to play another one of this. This is garbage.
Yeah. I guess it with Jeff Ross saying, if you love a game, buy it at full fucking price.
Yeah.
How can you know
You
to
love
buy it
the
at
game.
full price? Yeah, if you don't know that you love it yet. Is he asking people to buy it twice? Is he saying if you bought it on sale, buy it again for someone else or something? Like what is the
What's the message
is
he's
his
trying to
messaging
convey?
Yeah, how do you know you love the game?
Right?
How do you know that you want to fund a sequel and support the studio by buying it at full price when you don't know that you love the game? You can look at reviews and say like, well, if that game's getting like a 9.5, I'm probably gonna like the game. I'll buy it at full price. That's not guaranteed though. There's plenty of games I've bought
there's
that
plenty-
were 9s and stuff that I don't like.
There are a ton of games out there that were 9s, 9.5s, and I'm like, that Grand Theft Auto 5. Not a huge fan of that game. One of the highest rated games in the past 10 years.
The game is awesome.
Says the consensus.
Mhm.
Me, I've played it a little bit more now. I've gotten a little bit further into the story. I still haven't gone back to it because I just don't. It's not my style of game, right?
Sure.
And that's what you fall into a lot of times too. Is like, man, this game is reviewing really, really well, but if it's not your style of game, you're probably not going to like it, which means you're not going to spend $70 on it.
Right.
You might spend $20 when it's on sale and give it a shot, and then you're like, oh, I'm only out $20. No biggie. But if I'm out $70, I'm that's hurting my wallet.
Yeah,
You
it
know what I
sucks.
mean?
What's up, J Star? Welcome to the chat.
What's up?
Yeah, I don't know. I think everyone is susceptible to being burnt by high prices for video games. Something
Yes.
that carries a $70 price tag is going to burn anybody eventually, right?
Yeah.
So, I still don't understand the if you love a game, buy it at full fucking price argument, because people buy games at full price all the time but never touch another studio's second game because they didn't like their first game.
Yep.
People who buy a studio's first game on sale and then buy their second game at full price get burnt because they don't like the second game.
Yep.
So I think if I understand a developer wants money for the thing they put a lot of time and work into. I get it.
Yeah.
But you can't dictate like the market that way and demand people to spend more money because they liked something so much. I think people are more likely to love games that they spent less money on because they have less of a monetary attachment to them.
Yeah.
So I don't think the argument holds up for Jeff Ross.
It
here.
doesn't. It really doesn't.
Like, I just don't see it.
And I don't get why. I mean, I get that he's trying to tell fans, look, if you really wanted a sequel, you should have bought the game at full price. I get that because Sony's looking at it. Sony, who was it? Sony Entertainment Studios or whatever, SEI, whatever that published that game. They're looking at it and they're like, you know what? Your first 3 months didn't do all that great. We're not going to greenlight a sequel on this. Now, albeit the sequel sounded fucking cool as shit, co-op open world survival in the Days Gone universe. That sounds fucking dope. Like Left 4 Dead, but with Days Gone style enemies. That sounds awesome. And was Days Gone a great game? In my opinion, no. Was it a good game? Yeah. Had some issues, but it was fun. But it didn't sell enough copies for Sony to be like, I'm not going to invest $200 million in this next project because I didn't make $200 million overhead on the first one.
Well, sure. But in the subject of Days Gone, if he wants me to buy that game at full price so he can get a sequel to it, maybe he should launch a game that isn't so buggy and broken.
There's that too.
Maybe he should launch a game that's done so it reviews better so more people buy it at full price.
Yep. I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly.
If you are going to give me a full product, I'm more likely to spend full price for it.
Yeah.
I mean, my hype will outweigh my wallet sometimes where it comes to Cyberpunk. I wish I would have known.
Yeah.
Before.
I wish too. Well, I technically did know because the game came out in November. I got it for Christmas. So
right. I had it day one. And the only thing I had was like the weirdness surrounding the review embargo of the game where it's like, yeah, the game's reviewing really well, but we're not allowed to talk about the bad things about the game. That should have been my tip. Like, maybe I shouldn't pick up this game.
Yeah.
But I think if the developers are asking for full price, put out a full game.
That too.
And if we
make a complete package.
We want to have that argument. You just put out your full game, and I'll consider paying full price for it.
Yeah.
And I think a bunch of other people will as well.
And I mean, back in the day, the game was either broken or it wasn't. Like Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, even PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox, the game was broke or it wasn't. You didn't, and if it was broken, that's just the way it was for all eternity. Right. And patch games, they didn't send updates out. They didn't fix it and then re-release it. It was just, this is the final product. This is what you're getting.
This is the game.
Now you got day one patches, patch 1.12, all this other bullshit that they're like, oh, we can launch it and it can be broke as fuck, but then we're going to patch it day one. So even after you're done installing it, you got to sit through a 45-minute download to get the game to work properly.
Right. Yeah.
45 minutes is a bit extreme with today's internet speeds, but you get what I'm saying.
I don't think Jeff Ross can't be mad at the gamers for not buying his game if he was part of releasing something that was not complete. No. That's what it's boiling down to. Because I'm looking at it here, and the question came up of like how can people know that they love something
before they buy it,
or right? And his response is they wouldn't, but don't complain if there's no sequel to the game. Like, I don't think that's the problem. Also, if the sequel in the game for Days Gone 2 was warranted and Sony believed in it, they probably would have greenlit it.
Probably.
But if Sony's only doing sure things right now, and you're on the outside of sure thing, don't take it personally.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is like Sony's like, we're only going to put our cards on things that we know are going to sell, rather than like risking anything because they got burnt with Days Gone. They're like, yeah, we'll give Sony Bend the chance to do this. Sure, let them have their own fucking game.
They took a risk on a new IP by a company that hadn't made like their own game in forever. So
no.
As long as, I mean, Sony Bend, be surprised you got to make Days Gone, I would say.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, it's just like
be thankful you had that opportunity.
Yeah, little games here and there, or working on remasters or something. Like Days Gone should be a proud situation for you, but also probably should have finished it.
I mean, I'm looking at it too from this way. Like maybe if they had, because the whole thing sparked the debate about Sony Bend like having issues, right? Not getting a Days Gone sequel and their project of The Last of Us remaster getting handed back over to Naughty Dog and their team. For me, if they were doing a good job on remastering The Last of Us, they may have been able to get the green light to do Days Gone 2 afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, finish this project. Don't bitch about this other project. Look, you're a small studio still. Get one thing done. Impress us. We might consider giving you a sequel to the first game that you made. And if that doesn't do well, then we'll just shut you down.
Developers are crazy, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay the developer side of things. They go through a lot of stress and shit to get video games to the hands of the consumers.
Fucking downplay them.
Fucking, I mean, crunch time's a real thing. It's a real industry problem. And, yeah, that's where we're at.
What games are you paying $70 for? Like, what is the guaranteed $70 purchase for you?
Well, I bought Resident Evil Village already. That was a
franchise you like. That's that category.
Yeah. I'll probably buy Returnal day one because that game's looking dope as hell.
That game doesn't look like a $70 game to me, but it's also not my kind of thing too. So.
It's not your wheelhouse. I get it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's not everybody's wheelhouse, and it might not do well, and I might get burnt, but it's the $70 risk I'm willing to take. So for me, as long as I am convinced that what I'm being shown through marketing and all this other bullshit that goes into selling video games to consumers, as long as I believe what I'm seeing is going to end up in the final product, I'll spend $70 on it.
That's tough though, because like marketing's so deceptive now.
Marketing is very deceptive, and we got that shit show that was Watch Dogs back in 2013.
Sure, but even more contemporary than that, you can just look at Cyberpunk and just see how that was handled. Like that looked like it should have been the game of the generation for a long time and a big talking point.
They should have been the GTA 5 for the next 8 years.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
It wasn't. It's bad. It's still a wreck, even after they've patched it 3 times.
Bold-faced lies, straight up about that game.
But typically, franchises I'm familiar with, I will gladly spend $70 as long as it looks interesting and good. Sure. Remakes of games, I don't really like spending $70 on, but if that's what it's going to boil down to, Jesus Christ, stream died again. I likely will.
Remake.
Yeah, if it's just like, if it's Final Fantasy VII HD port on PC remake quality shit, no, I ain't spending $70 on that. But if it's like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, full engine overhaul remake, I'll spend $70 on that shit again.
Right.
Sign me up, brother. I'll do it.
Plus those games have new content.
Yeah.
So
why not? And unneeded content removed.
There you go.
So
that's kind of where I am, where I will spend the $70 up front day one for franchises I love, like the BioShock or Batman games. Those would just be $70 purchases.
Or Halo.
I mean, I'll play. Give me $100. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. You don't have to. Game Pass.
developers that I trust, like if Rocksteady wants to put out a new IP, I'll buy
Yeah.
their game.
Yeah, like From Software, I'm buying Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I've never played it. I don't know what it's about. It could be an
You have no idea what
RTS.
it is.
I'm gonna buy the fuck out of it.
But yeah, you want it because it's from a studio that you're all about.
Yep.
So like those kinds of games will get a $70 purchase for me. I'll usually take the risks on a lot of the big games that are looking strong or getting a big push from Sony and Microsoft to be great. Like if they're really hanging their hat on like one franchise that I know nothing about, it's a totally new IP or something, I'll usually take the dive on that
Yeah.
because I'm not one to wait anyway.
So you're saying if Scalebound actually made it to print, you probably would have picked it up? Because that was a showstopper at Microsoft's press conference.
Sure, but Scalebound never looked good to me, and I can't.
Oh,
believe
see,
people
I
are excited for
disagree.
that.
I disagree. I think Scalebound looked amazing.
Dude, like I keep telling people this. I'm like, no one could actually tell me what Scalebound was because there was like a kid who had a rollerblade set who could like control a dragon through an MP3 player, but also it was kind of like a 4-player Panzer Dragoon, and we were all in a pit shooting each other. I'm like, this is not a video game.
This
These
is
are
exactly what it
ideas.
is.
These are ideas that someone wants to be a video game, but there's no game here. Like this is your character introduction. This is what he does, and this is one of the combat things that we want. But other than that, there's no way to string these things together. Like this looks awful. I can't believe people are excited for it. And it was canceled. I was like, I'm not surprised by this because there was no fucking game. None of this looked like it was coherent, and people were excited for nothing.
I was hyped for it.
I don't get it.
It looked dope. I wanted to know more.
Phil Spencer couldn't even tell me what the fuck it was.
Phil Spencer didn't know. All we had was a cutscene.
It was so stupid looking. And
I think we got 2 videos for that game.
Yeah, I watched it at so many conferences, there in person, and I wanted to stand up and go. I wanted to be like, "What is it? What's the game? Stop showing me videos where I don't know what the hell it is. Show me the game." Couldn't do it.
Yep.
Thank you, J-Star.
Fuck, that's coming across on podcasts.
That's okay. Podcast people can listen to it this week. I'm pretending that I'm hearing it right now and dancing. Because I'm
Can you not hear it?
No.
Really?
I can't hear it at all.
That sucks.
J-Star, thank you for the 4-month sub.
Totally cool.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yep. Appreciate that. So what the fuck were we talking about now? I've done
Dude, can I
forgot.
tell you that me and J-Star and a few other friends in this other community, I stayed up till 6 a.m. with them. Talking about video games. DeMaze was there in chat. Fucking A. 6 in the morning they kept me up.
Whose fault is that, Gage?
Their fault. You want a nacho, J-Star? What are you
I
talking
think it's your fault because you could have left at any time
about?
for your own free
it was their
will.
fault.
Did
I
they
got
ti-
invited into see DeMaze is taking blame. I got invited into like this half-drunk Discord call with a bunch of people on it.
So this is an
talking about
actual
streaming.
like phone call.
Was that?
This is a phone call.
We were all
This wasn't like
phoned
just
up.
Discord chat.
It was we were all talking to each other. We had our videos on and everything.
Jesus
6 in
Christ.
the morning.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I was on the East Coast. Everyone else,
West
they were all
Coast.
like West Coast or Central or something, so they had a little bit more time to them. Me, nah. 6 in the morning. Just talking about streaming.
Was it as entertaining as the Quantum Leap conversation?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. We didn't have to go through any rabbit holes of IMDb to find out
Yeah.
why Quantum Leap was the way it was.
Why it is the way it is.
Yeah, it's on DeMaze's stream. He said it's probably on his VOD, so I'll have to look at that.
I'll have to pull it
Ugh.
up. I'll pull it up.
Yeah,
Check it out
we
one
went
night this week.
Late. I will, because I was in their stream. I was said, hey, and I left to play Emily's Way 3, sorry. And I came back 3 hours later, and they were still going. I was like, what the hell are you guys still doing up? And they were like, get in here. Join the call, Gage. I was like, okay, fine.
Gage gives into peer pressure really easily, apparently.
I wanted to hang out, but I didn't realize I was going to hang out for the next 4 hours of my life.
That's fantastic.
It was pretty nuts. It was a good time. I like those guys.
They seem pretty
Started
cool.
at 10 Eastern. Ugh. It went on so long. Somebody who was on the call went to bed and then got back up for the end of the stream.
I've done that. I've gone to bed watching a streamer only to wake up and find out they're still playing the same game, wearing the same clothes. I'm like, are you still going? They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, been here since
Dude.
2 o'clock the day before. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Mm.
That's awesome.
Mm.
I want to do a
That's tough.
24-hour stream once.
24-hour stream is not good for your health.
I didn't say it was good for my health. Doesn't mean I don't want to do it.
Go for it, man.
I don't care
You
about
can
my
do that
health.
one.
I don't care about my health. You know that.
Sure. Sorry, Demaze. It was a good time. J-Star, we were in there bullshitting about nothing.
Bullshitting about nothing.
Just
Much-
talking about
much like this
what you're
podcast.
streaming. Well, we were in there, and we're just gonna bullshit now for the rest of the podcast. I'm sure.
Yeah.
We were in there
we only
talking
got
about
20
like,
minutes left, so.
talking about like streaming longevity, who's been streaming longest, and one of the streamers, DJ No Spinna, was in there, and she was like, "I've been streaming for 11 months," and everyone's like, "Whoa, you got everybody beat." I hadn't answered yet.
Oh
So I
God.
was like, I've been streaming for like this channel for like 4 years.
Yeah. Just this channel for 4 years. Total, what,
this
7
channel.
years?
7.
We started in
2014, right?
I think we started in 2014. Started streaming.
Ugh.
You and I have been off and on for 7 years.
But that's what I was talking about. I was like, we've been off and on doing this for a while, and really locked it in lately.
Consistently for 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lit call. You're right, J-Star. We were partying.
If I get this other job, I can hang out in those kind of calls
Dude, it was nuts.
because I'll have a lot more free time on my hands.
It's neat when doing those calls and talking to other streamers, and of course there's Mr. J-Star and Demaze, both streamers in here. Seeing like how people approach their conversation, their streams, and we had a conversation like what we had on the podcast. That's like what we use Twitch for, and how we determine if we're gonna watch something or not.
Yeah.
So it became a big conversation on that. Like, what was interesting about J-Star to where I'm watching J-Star streams on the regular, and
Yeah.
what he did with us, and getting into that community, why people watch anyone anyway. So I think all those conversations are really important for streamers to have.
No, I agree. I 100% agree to that. And I want to say that I feel bad that I'm not involved with this stuff as it is, and you're doing all of this.
You
And
got a family and stuff.
and-
I got
but
like
I'm
an
working
Xbox
60,
to
70
care
hours a week. So
yeah. You do
right
your
now
thing.
my time is stretched pretty thin.
Yeah.
But if I get this job, like I said, if I get this job, I'll be. The interview was really good today.
Oh yeah.
Like really good today. I'll have a lot more free time on my hands. I will never have to work weekends again, so it'll be so good.
Ugh. Yeah,
Gage,
we don't want to stretch you too
Gage
thin.
makes that face.
Yeah. Well, I'm a man with thousand faces.
No,
Check him out.
no. Yeah, but one,
Um,
and it's not good.
Man, I was so tired the next day. I just remember like looking out of the window. I was like, "Fuck, it's daytime.
The sun's up again.
It's light out now." So like we were having this conversation still at 6 in the morning. I was like, I don't want to interrupt anybody, but I gotta go. It is 6. Oh man, it was fun though. What
No,
a
that's cool.
good group of people.
No, it's all good. I like our little community we've got going on here.
Yeah.
We got people to support us. We support people. We got friends we've met along the way. Nerd, Marzi. Marzi, I think, is our longest running supporter at this point. 'Cause
Yeah.
she came in on the old channel at the Undertale stream.
Forgot that was on the old channel.
Yeah, the pizza butt is
Sure.
old channel. So that was Jesus 6 years ago, 5 years ago, somewhere in there.
Ugh.
And then you left, and I was doing it by myself for a little bit, and that was rough. And then I left, and we started doing our thing probably a few months after I left the other one.
Yeah.
And we've been making much better progress on our own. So it's been
It's been
good.
pretty wild.
It has been a wild ride. Our Twitch lives have been up and down, mostly down.
Yeah. I don't know.
We've had a lot of good
Non-
streams lately.
Non-biased, of course. I think we make great content.
I do too. We just got to get it to the people that want to see it.
Sure. We gotta get it in front of the right eyes.
Yeah,
And consistent eyes.
that's true. Yeah, consistency is key.
We're all the people at.
Which reminds me, I got to send you either send me the YouTube login information, or I'll send it to you because I have to send it to you because you'll have to make a fucking thumbnail for it. The
Sure.
gameplay demo for the Resident Evil.
All right.
I recorded all of it from beginning to end.
The whole demo.
The whole thing, yeah, because I finished it.
Fucking brag about it.
I am going to because you suck at video games.
I was looking for motion blur.
You were avoiding motion blur. You were avoiding motion blur, and it wasn't working.
It wasn't working.
And I'm going to do the same thing this weekend too. Is I'm going to record the whole thing, play it, record it, no commentary, just the game straight up as it is, and upload it to YouTube. So
Freaking YouTube content.
yeah, man. Every week. But yeah, we also need to get back into actually like doing reviews for games and uploading that shit too. I mean, even if it's like a 5-minute review and we're just like this, boom.
Well, when you finish Emily's Way 3, we can do that.
Do a proper review.
Yeah.
Get some B-roll in the background and go at it.
J-Star says, I saw a Nintendo Switch game you might like. I saw a trailer yesterday. What is it?
What game? Tell us. We got to know. Get your bird arms out of here.
Look how my real life arms look in chat.
Those are not real life arms. He's full of shit.
Look how big I am. Fucking swole as fuck.
Swole as fuck.
Oh shit. Damn it. Streamlabs. Sorry, J-Star. Timed him out.
Did it time him out? It did time him out. That's hilarious.
Just for 1 second.
What is the command?
Streamlabs.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
I think it's allow.
I think it's permit.
Is it permit?
Yeah. Yeah, J-Star. So this is Labyrinth City. Pierre the Maze Detective. This was just on their indie showcase the other day. Their Indie World showcase.
There you go.
And this looks interesting, but I don't know what you do in it. It kind of looks like Where's Waldo.
Post the link now, J-Star. I gave you permission. I'll pull it up on stream and we can watch it. Oh, you got it
I put
already?
it in there, yeah. Because I was able to grab his link still.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So if it is like Where's Waldo, then I'm fucking down.
Yeah, it's definitely a Where's Waldo type thing. It's even like got the Where's Waldo type art style to it.
Right.
Let me find. I'm gonna take you off the screen for just a second.
What?
And, yeah, sorry. This is my podcast now. And we'll just do this. Watch this as friends.
Explore, discover, interact with a visually stunning world. If there's not a man in here wearing stripes, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Like, Waldo needs to be in there as an Easter.
There's a guy with stripes. They were blue stripes, but they were stripes.
Not the same.
It's gotta be red stripes.
My J-Stars is a guy named Mr. X. It better not be Mr. X from Resident Evil.
No.
I have to run away from him.
Fuck that noise. I want nothing to do with that again. It's terrifying. Which reminds me, I will be playing Resident Evil 7 this Friday.
It's Friday.
This Friday.
Oh, the demo.
Yeah. Well, no. I'll be playing Resident Evil 7
Resident Evil 7, sorry.
in preparation of Resident Evil 8 because I already have a playthrough started. I just want to play through it, have some fun with it, get it done before Resident Evil 8 comes out, and then just roll right into Resident Evil 8. And if I'm lucky, I might take that Friday off and just start early in the morning.
Holy
And just
shit,
stream
look
that
at
game
you.
all day. Just stream that shit all day.
J-Star says Emily Away 2, where we at gameplay? Emily Away 2 we beat.
Emily,
Emily
yeah,
Way 3.
Gage beat it.
We're going to switch over to Emily's Way 3 here in a second.
We could probably do it now.
We can probably do it now.
Since we're just
I've already beat
bullshitting
the game,
anyway.
J-Star. So once you beat it, let me know. Yeah, if you want to switch over now, I'll do the outro.
All right, you ready?
Podcast people, thank you for listening on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube Music. Appreciate you over there. Of course, we do the show live on twitch.tv/birdcage_gaming, where we're about to switch over to Emily is Away 3. Nine's going to continue his playthrough and hope to not face the sad consequences that I did. Which I
Alright.
have no faith in him.
I don't either. But that's just me. Second night to the kids, Gage.
Good night, kids.